and glad that we can continue the tradition, which Aldo and I were speaking earlier about some traditions should be kept, but not all traditions are great. But this one is, I think, a tradition that must be kept. It must be held on to. We must fight for it. And even I'm reminded today that no matter how things change, they still seem to stay the same. We talk about political nonsense and bureaucratic foolishness that happens. I was reminded when I was a student at VCU, I lived at home, and I had a devil of a time learning trigonometry. I wasn't the brightest student at all when it came to mathematics. Actually, I was pretty bad at it. So I was determined to learn trigonometry, and the only way I could do that was to lock myself in my dad's office while they were gone for the weekend, and I used Dad's tools. He was an architect, so I had a lot of his tools at my disposal, templates, protractors, compasses. So the second day I started looking for a particular template and I couldn't find it, so I went through his drawers. I couldn't find it, but I found an old shoebox, and I was like, maybe they're in here. I opened it up. No, it was a bunch of old photos and correspondence, so I started looking through it, needed a break, and it was photographs of my grandfather, my nonny, back, must have been in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s throughout, pictures of my father, and I also saw some letters, envelopes. And what was odd about the envelopes, they weren't handwritten, they were on an old typewriter. Boy, that's strange. So I went through them, and it was correspondence between my grandfather and the governor of Virginia. This is back in the 1930s. And even my grandfather had typed letters. And I noticed he typed the way he spoke in broken English. It wasn't perfect, but neither was the governor. And it ends up being that months worth of correspondence about a particular statue that my grandfather had completed. And he wrote to the governor, Governor, please enclose check next time, and please pick up statue, the work has been done. The governor writes back, well, Mr. Legnaioli, you have to go through a bidding process, and if you win the bid, then you get to create the statue, and then we'll pay you, and et cetera, et cetera. So the next letter says, I don't know about bidding process. Don't care about bidding process. If the statue is ready, please enclose check, come and get it when you can. It kept going on like this for a few months. Well, 6 months later, I see another envelope. Okay, this is odd. So I'll open it up. The governor says, Dear Mr. Legnaioli, you will find a check enclosed for this much amount. So can you please come in and deliver it to us? And I was like, they could have had their money and this was settled months ago. If they just stopped with this nonsense and bureaucratic BS, everything could have been resolved. So even in the 1930s, we still had this going on back then. So things aren't really that different. The more they change, the more they stay the same. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out, and I think it's beautiful what you've done around the statue. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. I'd like to also, thank everybody for attending today, especially our guests, John Cortone from IACA, State President Larry Brennan, District Master Steve Roshi, and Chris Legnaioli and his family. And of course, we don't say it enough. Please, let the KFC Honor Guard know how you feel about them being here to support us constantly. And thank you. We couldn't do this stuff without them. We've also always supported the event. We're so grateful for the continued support. Again, thank you for coming out, and be safe on your way home or back to the lodge for lodge lunch and meeting, which you're going to have to listen to me again, the ones that are coming. So. All right, thank you again. Have a good day.